Uh, Hello, good time, loyal listeners of the podcast. Welcome back to another episode. It is I am your host, and it's been a while for those who are listening as um, episodes drop. Those of you in the future, um, maybe not. Maybe maybe you're listening back to back or what have you. In which case, this part's not really for you. But sorry guys, I've taken so long. Um, life be life has been lifing as they say. Um, but I'm back. I don't know how long this one will be. I was thinking of actually making a YouTube video. Um, which seems to be my dilemma often nowadays. I'm like, should this be a podcast episode or should this be a YouTube video? It might end up being both because I got some strong feelings here. Um, Regardless, today we're talking about the American Society of Magical Negroes. I went to go see it. Where we last left off, I was telling you guys I'll keep I'll keep a finger on the pulse. I'll go check it out for you to let you know um, if it should be watched or not. And I haven't had a lot of time to get to the theater to watch it, so it's been a little while. It came out. I want to say less than a week ago. I want to say it came out maybe the beginning of this week. Um, Rotten Tomato scores are in the fucking dumpster. I think it's projected to only make $1 million the first week. Like, completely abysmal opening. Um, um, so I decided, I was like, okay, I gotta go see. I can't just let this one slide. I gotta go see it. I gotta go check it out. And thus I did. Um, yeah. So I'll just talk about quickly. So I saw it today, so I'll talk quickly about feelings from initially seeing it. It was earlier today. I waited some time before, gotta get the sleepy castness, and also I was just busy. Couldn't really take time to sit and really formulate thoughts and figure out the whole episode. Um, Again, not sure if it'll be a video. I'm not sure what my recording capabilities are at this point, but we'll see. Um, so I guess to start, I don't want to bury the lead. I don't care too much about retention. I don't want to arbitrarily try to inflate those sort of numbers. If you got somewhere to be, you don't want to sit through the whole podcast. You just want a quick TLDR about my thoughts. Movie's good. Go watch it. The movie is great. There are other movies that are much worse, that make so much more money, get such better scores, all this popularity. I say go watch this movie. And I can say that because I've seen this movie. And um, I'm not racist. Those are the two things. Um,
most people have not seen this movie. A lot of the ones who have, big critics and stuff, we can't really trust them. And if you're here, you probably trust me. Um, that's the assumption. If you've gotten this far into the series, um, I'm not ready to give it a number score. I I'm not really into giving movies number scores right out of the theater anymore because the theater is tricksy. Not even like this. My theater was empty this time. Not even because of like the energy of the audience, but just big screen, big boominess, seeing something for the first time. Like the first watch, depending on how you're watching, if you're just watching from like a audience enjoyment, non-critical standpoint, movies can get away with a lot. I was very lenient on Rise of Skywalker when I first saw it. Not so much on subsequent watches where I can get through it. Um, so yeah, I I don't feel comfortable with a number score just yet, but I do feel comfortable saying that this is a movie that people should watch. Especially, because of that video essay I made on YouTube. You know, you gotta give this kind of stuff a chance. Before, if you think it's shit and you've seen it, that's fine, but don't hop on the bandwagon and be like, oh, it's so bad, and not have seen it. That's lame. I will now talk about the movie. I will not give spoilers. I may talk about small plot points here and there, but the intention is not to spoil the movie as per usual. Um, I'll talk about what I can, and then maybe a quick summary after, and maybe catch up. Who knows? Who knows what'll come? Um, I wrote some stuff down. I was able to write stuff down. The theater was practically empty. I think partially because I went early. It was like 11 or noon or something. But also because, the movie's been out for a little while and no one's seen it. So I think theaters just aren't showing it and people aren't going to it because there's not a lot of hype around it. I was in the theater with two um, black girls who sat behind me. Um, yeah, just us. Um, the movie cut off in the middle of it, which was kind of interesting. Like, we were maybe like, I don't know, 45 minutes to an hour in, and first the screen went black, and there was like, the dialogue continued for like another 2-3 seconds, then that cut out as well. And then we were kind of just in the theater looking at each other like, what the fuck happened? Um, so they left to go grab like a theater worker, um, and they said that like the lights flickered and then like I guess the power went out, but like it was only our theater that was affected. Like, you know, fucking the theater 7 and theater 9 was fine. Why did only our movie cut off? I thought that they just turned it off because I thought no one was watching. But I did hear the guy on the phone trying to figure out what happened, so maybe there's some truth to it. I don't know. I don't know if anyone is like has worked in a movie theater before, if they can attest to that sort of thing being real or not. Like, I don't really know. I wouldn't call myself like an electricity expert or anything. I don't think electricity works like that. Like, I know that, like, there's different circuits connected and stuff, but, like, is each theater room its own circuit? Closed circuit or whatever? That'd be interesting. I don't know. But anyway, minor hiccup in the middle. But other than that, Watched it all the way through. It was good. It was very inspired. I felt very emotional at certain points. I'll start from the beginning. All that to say, I was able to write stuff down. The first thing that I wrote down maybe isn't the main point of the movie, but felt like a important through line, and also has this elevated metatextual level of importance because of the performance of the film. Very early in the movie, you know, the guy's an artist. He's got like this art piece, this art installation. No one's checking him out. No one's buying his stuff. And the lady who's leading the gallery comes to him after to talk with him. And what he says is, I don't need people to buy my stuff. I just wish people would understand it. And I'm like, damn, like, yep, I mean, I feel like maybe somehow internally in my brain, like, I was already signing with the movie after that. Cause, like, yeah, it's pretty fucked up, man. Like, I get it. Like, I don't know. It's just kind of lame how this movie's being treated right now. So, you know. Anyway, let's get into the. I guess before we get into it, maybe we should do like a previously for anyone who didn't watch the previous episode. Watch it if you want, if you have time. But you know, I'm not gonna coerce you. I'm not gonna force you. Um, Previously on the spectrum of anti-blackness. um, I talked a little bit about the discourse around this movie on Twitter. How it started with all of Black Twitter collectively being all on board for this movie. They were so hype. Oh, we're gonna go watch Magic Niggas. It's gonna be great. Um, and then the trailer released. Trailer dropped, and there were three sides, two main sides, two very vocal sides that instantly fell off from the movie for different reasons, but they both rejected it. Group number one was like, "Whoa, this isn't Black Hogwarts. What is this shit? We want a Black Hogwarts." And the second group was like, "Yeah, no, you dummies. Like, of course it's not Black Hogwarts. It's about magical Negroes. We understood that for the whole time. But what is it with this? Why they got this biracial lead and he's thirsting for the white woman? Like this was the wrong movie for this, champ. You fucked it up." And it was really easy to fall into that second camp. I almost did. Um, until I read the interview with the director, and learned a little bit more about the movie and his vision and his idea for it. So that's when I was kind of like, hold up, guys, let's not dismiss it just yet. Let me check out the scene for us. Okay, so we're now caught up. So let's talk about the magical Negro aspect of it. So he goes to the society, right? And what they say in the society is built off of two main tenets, right? They had a little Venn diagram up. You want to be like authentically black, but only to the point where that is acceptable to whites. You know, the little space in the middle of the Venn diagram. That's where they want to operate. The main pillar of the society is show them only what makes them feel good, right? This movie is very steeped in like African American trauma and tragedy, but not in the way that like slave pieces and like tortured It's not that sort of thing. It's kind of just like implied, you know. And the movie has some much needed levity in it. Like, there's this point where this joke is made where, like, the worst punishment the society can give is to just be a normal black person in America. um, like, I don't know. The movie was properly funny. I laughed here and there. The ladies laughed as well. At times, I thought it was funny, and it was important for it to be funny because it was like it's not only an investigation of the magical Negro trope, which I think it, you know, dissects well. It's also a look at just like modern day companies and whiteness and racism in America. Um, so we have our two leads, the biracial interracial couple. The guy is black and white, the girl is Asian and white. Um, their casting was very deliberate. Okay, it's not like what people were thinking where it's like, oh, why do we have this guy doing it? It's deliberate that it's him and it's brought up in the movie. Um, and it seems like the main point of the story here is that placating whiteness is not the answer. Duh, you know. Um, the society, it keeps saying that keeping white people happy saves black lives, but in all actuality, trying to make white people feel better is actively harming the situation. It's like it's the idea of the centrist, right? The fallacy of the centrist. I think I saw this in a tweet once, where the right side is like, let's do genocide, and the left side is like, let's not do genocide, and the center's like, okay, let's compromise, let's have just a little genocide, and the right's like, okay, yeah, that works for me, fine. And the left is like, no, no, no fucking genocide. And then everyone's like, oh my god, you guys are so radical, you're so hard to deal with. And like, it's the rational thing. There can't be any compromise, there can't be any middle ground when it comes to these sort of things. If you um, if you placate um, this stuff, um, you're being a bystander. You are enabling the horror to continue. Um, so that's touched on in the thing. The girl not being able to, she's not afforded whiteness, even though she's passing. That's they talk about that. That's an important plot point. Um, and the final part I have written ties back to the beginning, where he talks about just wanting people to understand his art. He asks the girl, am I good and people don't get me? Or am I a lunatic? Um, like, concerning being an artist, right? Like, people just not get my work. And again, it's just really unfortunate because it's like, nah, I think it was like, I think it's really good. I think it's excellent, but yeah, the movie's bombing right now, which is kind of a shame if you ask me. I think so far this is my most strongly suggested watch. Um, if you are listening to this at a time when this movie is still in theaters, uh, go watch it. Next chance you get, I think it's important to, not just because it's good and you might like it, but because, the creative team's black guy behind it, and you know, related to my YouTube video, we don't want these companies getting the wrong idea. And this project has a lot of heart in it, and it's very black centric. And I'd hate for studios to stop greenlighting such projects because this one performed so abysmally. Um, so if you have a chance, go see it. Give it a chance. If you don't like it, we can dialogue about it. We can discuss. You can leave comments, and we can go from there. But you gotta at least watch it first. Um, However, being the only person who's seen it thus far, I am going to be the one to say it's actually a really good movie and you should watch it. The Rotten Tomato scores are lies, and if this movie bombs and negativeness comes from this, like if we stop getting movies like this, I blame all of you who didn't see it. We're enemies now. We're mortal enemies, and you gotta stop listening to the podcast. Um, yeah, so anyway, I think that's all I got. I didn't really have anything else to talk about today. Um, again, it might end up being a YouTube video. Who knows? I think I covered most of the points well enough. I think maybe after time passes, I'll like try to do a thing about it. But for now, I think I'll just leave it at this and get some rest because I got work in the morning. But I pray that you uh I didn't think about this yet at all. I forgot, I was thinking earlier. I was like, I know I gotta do the thing, and I didn't even think about what it was gonna be. Um, pray that you feel well in your body. You know, even if you've like done something that would make it not feel well, like overexertion or eating badly or something. Have a well-feeling body when you go to down to rest. When you get in your rest bed. Yeah. We will be tackling art part 2 and part 3 soonish when I have time to. Um, I have the titles for them, so I have the ideas of what they're gonna be. So that should be fun. But that's all I got. Thanks for listening, and listen again. Maybe not to another one, or maybe to another one, or yeah.